Hello, guys. Today we will be doing a comparison of Chinese culture and New York City culture. My name is David Zhang, also known as Xiao Zhen in the class. Alright, guys, so China and New York City share many cultural similarities. Both have a highly urban and diverse population. New York City is home to the largest Chinese population in America and outside of Asia. I am from New York and have been living there my entire life until I came down to UCF. I've also spent time in China, so I think I'm a little bit qualified to talk about the subject. And today we're going to talk about demographics, food, popular sports, and public transportation. 我是从纽约下来的，也在中国住了几年。我今天会说一下中国和纽约的文化。China is the second most populous country on Earth, with a population of roughly 1.4 billion. Right, and 66% of that population lives in an urban area. New York City is the most populous city in the United States with a population of close to 8.5 million. If you count the whole metro area, it's roughly 20 million. So, both are highly urbanized and densely populated. China has 56 different total ethnic groups according to the government. And New York City is one of the most diverse cities on the planet. It is also home to the United Nations headquarters. 中国有56个民族，纽约是联合国的总部。Alright, guys, there are roughly 600,000 Chinese Americans living in New York City alone, not including the rest of the metro area. And there are three major Chinatowns there, including Flushing in Queens, Chinatown of Manhattan, and 8th Avenue of Brooklyn. And each one of these neighborhoods is home to several hundred thousand Chinese Americans. During the Lunar New Year, New York City officially recognizes this holiday and public schools are shut down. Additionally, there is a lot of celebration in the streets of Chinatown, including lion dancing and other festivities. Hello, let's talk about food now. And as a warning, you might get hungry after this slide. But without further ado, let's talk about some famous foods, some famous cuisines. 出名的中国菜. In the top left picture, we have Guilinese rice noodles, otherwise known as Guilin mifen in Chinese. Top right, we have dumplings or jiaozi. The middle left, pork. I mean, northern meat buns. They're not necessarily always pork. Usually pork though. Um, 肉包子. Okay. Middle right, we have Peking duck, Beijing 烤鸭, and um, those pieces of meat are sliced duck, and it's about to be wrapped with a little bit of sauce and some vegetables. Okay. Bottom left, we have Hainanji, and bottom right, we have Guangdong Dianxing, Cantonese dim sum. Now let's talk about some famous New York foods. 出名的纽约菜. Now, we have, of course, number one, pizza, thin crust New York style pizza. 纽约披萨饼. Okay, we have in the top right some Caribbean food, great dishes. There's a large and vibrant Caribbean population in New York. Um, Middle left, we have halal food. There's chicken over rice with white sauce, oof, pita bread. Now, Middle right, we have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, which is a breakfast staple. You grab one of these when you're on the go, about to hop on the subway to school or work, if you're a New Yorker. Um, Bottom left, we have a pastrami sandwich, and then we on the bottom right, of course, we have a New York style hot dog. 纽约热狗. I wanted to talk about a very popular street sport in New York City called one wall handball. It's very popular because you don't need a lot of equipment to play. All you need is a wall and a small ball. And there's not too much space for football fields or giant soccer fields in New York due to the space constraints. So this is a very popular alternative for the everyday New Yorker to quickly get into. 在纽约，一个很流行的活动是手球，因为这个活动不需要太多装备，而且不需要很多位置，就需要一个场跟一个球。Now let's talk about two very popular sports in China: table tennis, ping pong, and badminton. Okay, now China routinely dominates the Olympics uh, in these events. So 在中国羽毛球跟乒乓球非常流行，中国在奥运会比赛的时候经常得冠军。I wanted to talk about public transportation in New York City and in China. Now, many Chinese people in China live in the urban areas, so they can't really drive too much because of the congestion and poor traffic and very limited parking. And this is the same is true of New York. But even though New York City's subway system is um, very large and runs 24 hours, it has very bad sanitary conditions and a lot of crime. In contrast, I would say that the major cities in China, they have very well maintained subway systems. 纽约跟很多中国的城市都有地铁，但是纽约的地铁比较危险和脏，中国的地铁比较干净而且安全。